Well, we're on our way back to the SWRNC homestead out in Moab, Utah, and I decided to backtrack and take a little detour. And what you're looking at right here, what this is the authentic original Route 66. This is the Route 66 from way back in the day. And if you go down I-40, Interstate I-40 heading west or east, it doesn't matter, you'll come across little stretches of Interstate I-40. You'll come across if you are heading down I-40, and if you look out here, there's I-40 right there, okay? You can see that. So if you're heading down I-40, there's going to be little intersections and cutoffs that you can take that will take you on the original authentic Route 66. Now, of course, this has been paved over several times and they've widened it out. But this is the original Route 66. We're in Adrian, Texas. All right, and this used to be a really big booming town back in the day, believe it or not. But when they got detoured from I-40, the town kind of went to the shits. Now, the thing that Adrian, Texas was famous for, and I'm going to zoom in on that, is if you look at that windmill right there, that's what they were famous for. They had a nationwide windmill outlet warehouse right here in Adrian, Texas, and they sold parts and also serviced windmills throughout the country. So once again, we're on Route 66, and what we're doing here is we are at a place called, okay, we got someone from Adrian, Texas just waved us on. Okay, back to what we were talking about. We are in the state, the friendly state, which is Texas. And I'm going to tell you, when you're in Texas, the people in Texas are very, very friendly. And if you travel around the United States, you're going to find out that the most friendly people you'll ever meet is in the state of Texas. So believe me, that's a fact. We just had strangers wave at us that didn't know us. If we were anywhere else, they'd probably call the cops for being on this guy's property. So now I've been here before. I actually talked, now this was way before YouTube, this was back in the, I would say the early 90s. I actually spoke and talked to the owner of this place. And what this is actually a famous Route 66 building. Now, it was a gas station, but it also was a famous restaurant in Adrian, Texas, and it was called the Bent Door Cafe, and we're going to go look at that in a minute. But there's a lot of history, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you the history on this place. The owner that owns it now, or did own it, has basically turned it into a hoarder junk outlet. I think it was a junk store at one time, but it's now been closed down. But let's go ahead, and we're going to start right here. You can see that it's got the old Phillips 66 sign, and that's an authentic, original Phillips 66 sign. You can see the spikes that are sticking out where the price of the gas would be hanging from. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome right there. That sign is approximately, I would say, probably close to 20 feet tall. That's probably 18 to 20 feet tall right there. And then he has all these old gas pumps out front. And the last time I was here, I believe these gas pumps were in a lot better shape, and that was less than a year ago. is when I came by here the last time. But these gas pumps, and anybody out there that knows gas pumps, leave a comment on here. You know, what year is this thing? Is this from the 50s? Possibly, maybe even from the 40s. Very old gas pump. Let me see. And it's kind of just sitting here. I mean, if somebody wanted to pull up here and actually steal one, they wouldn't have a problem doing that. And I'm not saying that anybody's going to steal them or anything. I'm just saying that being the ghost town that this place is, all right, yeah, be kind of, you know, Paradise Dream action going on here for somebody that might be a thief that would really actually want one of these. That one there's actually mounted. That one there is actually mounted to the ground. Old gas pump. I remember these gas pumps. I actually remember when gas was, oh, look at this, huh? Wow. I remember when gas was actually 30 cents a gallon when I was a little kid and I used to mow lawns. And look what they got right there. They got 32 cents for regular. Does anybody remember what regular gas was? Real regular leaded gas? 32 cents a gallon. I actually remember when it was that much. Look what we got over here for people that don't know what this is. This is a this was the original way that you would clean your windows. It would have water inside it, and then it would have rags hanging off of it, and then you would take this thing right here and you put your rag inside the in the water, and then you would turn this right here, okay, and this would wring your rag out. You put your rag through there and it would wring the rag out so you can wipe off your windows and clean your windows. That's original window cleaner right there. No squeegees attached on this job. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, look at these old pole lights. These are original lights. This is what the lights looked like back in the day. They would take pipe and then they would weld it together, and then they would put these lights on here. Now, if you look real close, those lights have been replaced. All right, these are a newer style, but look inside there and you can see where the original neon light used to be hooked up to. So, I mean, driving down the road at nighttime, kind of picture this little scenery right here. Driving down the road, you're coming down Route 66 here, and you need to get gas, and it's in the middle of the night, and all you see are these neon lights shining down on the pumps. Pretty awesome, really. It's pretty cool. And then, of course, we got to have an old Coke machine, and this is a pretty old Coke machine right here. 10 cents. Look at that. It's a 10-cent Coke machine. You put your dime in there, and then what it would do, it would release these, and then you pull one out, and then you got your pop. All right, bottle of pop, right there, 10 cents. Wow. Look what we got going on here, guys. Now, this used to be the service bay of the gas station, and it looks like they got this thing strapped and tied down because that wall is ready to collapse. Huh. So you can kind of see how old it is. If we look right in there, that's where the lift was. That's where the lift was. The car lift was right there. So they got this wall supported by all these straps. And that strap is pretty tight. I don't want to mess with it. Look at the bay windows on this. This used to be the garage where they'd fix your car. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Look at those big tall windows that used to be in here. So if we look in the window, let's see if we can get in there and look. There's the garage, part of the garage right there. And look at all the stuff in this place. Look at all the, it's just amazing. Look at that. All this junk and this hoarder stuff just piled up. Wow. Let's go over here and take a look inside this one and see what we got. I wouldn't mind going in there. Look at this, a remote control. Look what I just found. A remote control pacer. An electric remote control pacer. That was probably a toy that the dealership gave out as a, yeah, wow, pretty cool. And then we got this thing here. I don't even know what this is for. Wow. So anyway, I was telling you that I actually met the owner to this place. He was an older gentleman, and this was back in the early 90s. And this place originally, and this would be back in the 1940s, okay, 30s and 40s. This place has been here that long. This was a very, very famous, popular stop on the highway. And when I say highway, I'm talking about Route 66. Okay, so this was called the Bent Door Cafe, okay, and this was basically a truck stop. This is the type of a truck stop that you would see back in the day. That's what this was. It was a truck stop. This would be the parking lot over here. Big trucks would park here. They'd come in here, they'd eat. They might sleep overnight in the parking lot just like they do today, and then they'd move down the road, or possibly travelers would come in, get their gas, they'd park, and they'd come in here and eat. The reason they call it the Bent Door Cafe is because of this door right here. Now, why is this here? The original person that built this place, this section that you're looking at right here, and if you look real close, you can see that the window itself, it's even bent, okay? And this actually came from an airport. It was an airport, the tower, okay? Everybody knows what an airplane tower is, and all the windows are, you know, bent like this, and when you look out, it goes in a circle. Well, this happened to be right here. This was the entrance door to the airport tower where they would bring the airplanes in. And he bought this to put on here as a novelty item and called it right here the Bent Door Cafe. It wasn't called Midway Station at the time, it was called Bent Door Cafe. The reason they have Midway Station on it is because of this right here. It says "You're at Midway." That's the original authentic paint, okay, from, you guessed it, back when Route 66 was actually in existence. Now, another thing about this building here, it was a social gathering for teenagers on Friday and Saturday night. They would come over here, and if you look real close, you can see right here the windows that go down into the basement. Now, inside this building, and I'm going to try to see if I can look inside here. I don't know if I can. Okay, if we look inside and you can see the floor, all right, it's a concrete floor. The whole floor in this place is concrete. It's not wood. But if you look right here, you can see that there's a basement, and this is not just a basement, it's a full basement as big as this whole building. And what that was a gathering, a social gathering for all the teenagers that lived in this area. And we're talking Adrian, and then there's another town down there called Vega. And they would all gather here on Friday and Saturday nights, and they'd have their bebop dancing going on. And that would be where they would have live bands possibly. And you know, that was the gathering for all the teenagers to come over and hang out, is down in the basement of the Bent Door Cafe. And if you look right now, like I said, it's basically nothing but a junk storage facility. Sure. I remember when I came here back in the 90s and I met the guy, and he was really, really nice. He was living in that trailer right back there. That's where he was living. And he was fixing this up, and he wanted to make it into a tourist attraction. So, I'm sure he's dead, because he was actually an older gentleman in his 70s, and more than likely his family owns the place now. So this was a popular stop, the Bent Door Cafe. That's basically all the history I know about it, is that this section is from an airplane tower somewhere around here, and that this has a full basement in it where the kids would all gather on weekends, and they'd have their bebop dances and their hangout and stuff. And then that's basically all I know about it. And I can't see anything else going on in here except a bunch of junk. Junk. And more junk. Basically trash. That's what it is. It's all trash. Somebody left a pink rock right here. Look what it says. Still hopping. Still hopping. Huh. Wonder who would have done that. They put a pink rock and wrote still hopping right here. That's pretty weird. So here's some kind of sign that's out here, and it's not even legible anymore. I'm going to try to read this to you and see what it says. It says, Independence Day. It was the 4th of July. There you go. It was the 4th of July, and I was living with a boulevard. I was on my last unemployment check, and I had a room on the first floor of a motel. It was 11 a.m. and I was puking to get a can of ale down the thick in bed next to me. Okay, I don't know, pucking. Okay, sleeping and snoring. Then 2 kids came up and threw a firecracker, flanninging against the screen. It says flanning against the screen of our window. Oh, said the hick. I got up out of bed. Hey you, brats, don't do that again. They laughed and ran off. I miss blank, I don't know, there's nothing there. It said, hick, I wonder if I'll ever see them again. Okay, I don't know what that means or what it is. Maybe if anybody knows any history on that sign, you can kind of give us a little history lesson. I don't know what it is. Okay, so we're going to take a walk in the back real quick, and then we're heading out. I don't even know if I should be on this property, but we're going to go ahead and... I remember the old man. This was the car that he was driving. He was driving this car, so... But when I met him, he was living in this trailer, and he was actually fixing it. He was really excited about the situation. He was really, really excited to, you know, come over here and get this place going again and fix it all up. But it looks like it came to an end, and it's not going to happen today. See if we can get some action here. If I can kind of like, there we go. And if you look at the property, you see what's going on. It's basically junk. It's a junk situation. There's nothing going on. I think I see a statue of Jesus in there. I believe that's what that is. Let me see if I can see it. That looks like a statue of Jesus sitting there, standing there, doing something. Looks like a wood carving of Jesus. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it looks pretty cool. All right, so basically what we just did, we just took the tour of the Bent Door Cafe. The Bent Door Cafe right here in Adrian, Texas. This is what's left of it. This must be the walk-in cooler, okay, where they had all the food and frozen goods. But it is now it's a junkyard, junk pile, and it's not worth anything. There's a door that's boarded up. Goes into the building. But there you go. So this is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, checking out the Bent Door Cafe over here in Adrian, Texas, and remembering when I actually met the owner that told me the history about it, to tell you the history about it, and to let you know that Route 66 will live on.